Hi everybody, I'm Mark, and as some of you may know, I'm a huge movie buff. And so I've wanted to do movie reviews for so long, and so I'm finally taking the initiative and doing it. And the first one we're going to start with is Overlord. Here's a clip.
3 months ago, I was cutting grass in my front yard. And the mailman shows up with a letter from the army. Now I'm here. No idea where I'm gonna end up.
So Overlord is basically a World War II film with science fiction, zombie kind of elements. It was originally supposed to be a Cloverfield movie, sort of explaining the origins of what happened with the whole attacks and how it started. But then that got scrapped at some point, and now you can make some vague connections, but it doesn't connect directly like 10 Cloverfield Lane or Cloverfield Paradox. But if you think of it like a Cloverfield movie, it still holds up. And so we'll start with the positives and go into the negatives for this movie. One of the positives is the whole ridiculousness of the film in the story and how it slowly devolves into this weird zombie experiment kind of thing with the Nazis. I don't want to go into spoilers because the movie is very new, but the movie, it takes its time getting to the ridiculousness, and the transition happens smoothly. And going along with the visuals and the story itself, the music changes too. You'll notice at some points when more is being revealed about what's happening with these zombies, the music gets really weird. It starts to morph, and it matches really well with the tone and the story elements. Another positive of the film is it's very reminiscent of Saving Private Ryan. And some of that is very explicit with some scenes that parallel really easily with Saving Private Ryan. Some scenes are carbon copy. Meanwhile, others have the same objective and same feelings that Saving Private Ryan did. It's nowhere near the quality level of Saving Private Ryan, however, it's as if you took Saving Private Ryan, added zombies or experiments or whatever, and kept a lot of the same character archetypes and situations that those characters are thrown in. Another thing the movie does really well is it develops the characters. And I know that's something that every movie should have, but looking at some of the movies that just came out this year, that I feel like that should be said. But Overlord changes its characters, or it shows the change in characters through the relationships between them. You have some characters that have a lot of tension in the beginning and conflict a lot, but by the end they resolve themselves and change in some kind of way. One thing that I really loved about this movie is the opening scene. Now, I don't want to go into too much detail because I want you guys to experience it for yourselves. However, it is one of the best opening scenes that I've seen this year. Only second to Bad Times at the El Royale. Now, I haven't seen every movie that's come out this year, so if you disagree, you disagree. That's perfectly fine. I understand. But that's one of the scenes that parallels with Saving Private Ryan. One thing that it does really well is the special effects and camera work, and that's another positive of the movie, is the whole movie does incredible practical effects, and even some great CGI, which is almost seamless, almost. And that's coupled with the great camera work. There's one scene which is one long take. One long take. I don't want to tell you where it is, but you'll see it. One long take of just explosions and everything, and it all looks so real. I think that's because it was practical effects, and the camera work just, it's like the icing on the cake, you know? Now let's move on to the negatives. So some of you may know, Overlord is a horror movie, thriller, whatever you want to call it, and so it's going to have some scares. But as a huge horror movie fan, I hate jump scares. And that's what this movie does. It has a few jump scares, not a lot, but a few that really turn me off. That really put me off. And these are all jump scares that feel like were last resorts for the filmmakers, but there are so many other alternatives they could have used to achieve the same effect that these ones do without being so cheap. And that's why I hate jump scares, is because they're so cheap. Sometimes they're good if they have a good build-up and they're kind of expecting it, but when they're done for no reason, it just comes off as cheap. And so that's my review of Overlord. I would give it a 3.5 stars out of 5. I would recommend you guys go see it. It is an excellent B-movie. Walking out, I didn't even consider it a B-movie. I personally thought it was just a great movie. It's a lot of fun. Definitely go see it when you can. And so that's the end of a review. Please let me know if you like this. I love doing movie reviews, and I've been wanting to do this for so long. And so let me know what you think. If you have some feedback, please let me know so I can improve this show and make it better for you guys. Thanks for watching, everybody.